In a video I watched this morning by Mystical Forest called Obamacare is Going to Destroy This Country. Make sure yes, Obamacare is going to destroy this country. He made an interesting statement that caught my attention. He stated that almost half, 47% of physicians would leave the country if Obamacare passes. Now, before I start, this video is not about Mystical Forest. It's not about Nick. Okay, I'm just citing where I got that information from originally. And I thought that was kind of interesting, and I of course, I questioned the validity of such a statement, and started searching out where it was from. And amazingly enough, when I Googled the number, 47% physicians leaving and such, I got a shitload of hits on, mostly conservative blogs stating about a New England Journal of Medicine survey showed that almost half of the physicians in the United States said in this survey that they would leave. Now, of course, let's just say that even less than half of those would actually do it. That would still, the numbers are pretty frightening. If 25% of our physicians left or quit practicing medicine, at least, we would be in a world of hurt. That's was a pretty interesting bit of information there. And of course, now if you guys are, everybody knows the New England Journal of Medicine is one of the most it's a huge source of information. It's a valid source of information. It's not, they don't report a lot of crapola. And so I started digging into this a little bit more, and I found out some interesting stuff. Well, first thing, actually, most important thing, actually the only important thing, fuck it, I might as well say it, is that the New England Journal of Medicine never said this. Okay. They did not say this, and I'll tell you what they did say in a bit. This was actually performed by a physician's hiring, like a service for hiring, or employment service called Medicus. They did this survey via actually emails, and it was put out in December, and it was immediately, of course, the how the survey was done was not, I mean, I don't know anything about this organization, but anyway, the point was that it was immediately said, it was kind of immediately deemed bullshit by the medical community. It didn't, it's likely that there was some selection of results and things that went on in it, but that's an aside. It kind of fizzled out quietly several months ago. Then, apparently, this is where it gets really neat, is the story was rediscovered. I got some of the things right here. Let's see, let's find out. Now, again, remember, this New England Journal of Medicine, it was never in there, okay? I'm just, that's an absolute, you can get it, you can prove it, you can look at the journal yourself, it's not there. Anyway, what I found is, okay, Bill O'Reilly, Bill O'Reilly, Fox News, he said, the survey was published by the New England Journal of Medicine, a prestigious magazine. This was March 16th, so this was very recently. He said, a new survey published by the New England Journal of Medicine, a prestigious magazine, says that nearly half of primary care doctors in America could leave the medical profession if Obamacare is passed. Okay, the host of Fox and Friends, Brian Kilmeade, I don't know anything about this guy at all. He said, whatever, if this does pass, no matter how it does pass, what would it mean for the medical profession? Okay, skip ahead. Well, the New England Journal of Medicine has published a report and did a survey, and they said the impact of reform on primary care physicians, 46%, they say, feel reform would force them out or make them want to leave medicine. So another Fox News person stated this and cited the New England Journal of Medicine. Okay. Ed Morrissey from Hot Air, I don't know anything about him or that either. They said, and you thought wait times were long now, the New England Journal of Medicine, hardly a bastion of conservative thought, polled healthcare providers. Almost half of all general practice doctors would feel compelled to leave medicine altogether if it passes. Let's see here. March 16th again, on Fox News, Sean Hannity asked Milton Wolfe, a radiologist, who says he is President Obama's second cousin. And Wolfe replied, "We just learned from the New England Journal of Medicine that a significant percentage of doctors would consider leaving. Seriously considered leaving the position if this went through." Let's see here. Mark Segal from Fox News' Your World. Dr. Mark Segal said, "First of all, the American Medical Association is a bureaucratic organization that doesn't represent practicing doctors. A new study in the New England Journal of Medicine says that 1/3 of physicians would consider quitting or retiring early if this goes through." Okay? Now, here's a question. This is the point of this video. So, I just named, 5, 6 sources, at least for the 5 of them, right from Fox News directly recently. Obviously, now that's where Nick and others got this information from. How do we explain the fact that it's false? Did they all coincidentally not do the research? Did every single one of those people not look at the facts themselves? What about that doctor? He's a doctor, right? He's a practicing doctor who has his finger on the pulse of the medical profession, according to him. Mark Segal, Dr. Mark Segal. He says that it's there. Now, you'd assume, being a physician, he reads the journal. So by him saying it, you're assuming he read it himself, right? You would assume. I happen to pick up my issue of the New England Journal of Medicine, and oh my God, look at that. But it's not there. So he's lied. In fact, I'd go so far as to say every single one of those people are lying. Every one of them. If we don't see a retraction from at least some of those, anybody that doesn't publish a retraction in the next coming days as the story gains weight, we can adequately call them a bunch of liars. That's a load of bullshit. Now, this is what's really funny, is that the New England Journal of Medicine hasn't been silent on this issue, on Obamacare, on the healthcare reform. This is what's really kind of funny, is this is in the New England Journal of Medicine. Let's see here. "62.9% of physicians support public and private options. Only 27.3% support offering private options only. 3/4 of physicians support healthcare reform in general and HR 3200 in particular." That's what's pretty funny. This is in New England Journal of Medicine, Doctors on Coverage, Physicians' Views on a New Public Insurance Option in Medicare Expansion. So in other words, it's the exact opposite of what the Fox News jackasses are saying and the idiots of the world, the nicktards, are repeating, okay? Most physicians support this thing. Anyway, and let's see, there's one more little piece of news here about that. Let's see. Yeah, 78%, 28%. Okay, the physicians. I'm not going to read off the whole list here. This is another article, New England Journal of Medicine, Medicine's Ethical Responsibility for Healthcare Reform, and it talks about there's a number of doctors representing the top 10 medical organizations have all stated that the American healthcare system is in need of reform, and they support a public option. So it's amazing that you could take something like this and turn it around. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm so shocked and surprised, but it's interesting to me that something like this can be turned around. I'm going to put links up in the sidebar for some of the citations from this. I will, you can do some of the research yourself. I'll put up where I found some information. And if anybody feels like digging further, that's great. Anyway, I just kind of thought this to be, because you're probably going to be hearing a lot more of this. I know since it was fairly recently. What is it? Today's the 17th. So most of this just happened yesterday. I suspect in the next week or so, it's going to be all over the idiot sphere. So just letting you know. All right, take care.